What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking Dialed Arxos and UV slider. I get a ton of questions from people asking if I could only buy one of these sights, which one would it be? And for me personally, that's an extremely difficult question to answer because I feel like both of these sights bring a lot to the table. I do personally switch between both of these sights periodically. I think they're both fantastic. I do not believe that you could go wrong with either one of these, but in this video, we're going to talk about what I feel like are the top features that both of these sights offer and really give them a competitive edge. And then we'll also talk about small areas of improvement. Now, this is not going to be our full detailed technical review video because I have done that on both of these sights. I will put links in the description below if you want to individually check those out. Now, starting with the UV slider, there is a lot to like about this sight, but probably the most noticeable thing is just the overall ergonomics of it. I feel like UltraView spent a lot of time designing and laying this sight out to really make sure that it's just a seamless process. Anytime you go to make an adjustment to lock the sight, to unlock the sight, to roll it, I mean, your hand actually never has to leave the actual sight itself. Now, the next thing that I really like about this sight is the fact that you can completely remove the scope housing from the slide rail. It does give you the ability to clean out the gears. It also gives you the ability to store the scope housing. If you're doing a destination hunt, you can throw it on when you get there, and that's just going to ensure nothing's going to move on you. For me personally, being that I have a UV slider in a dovetail and then also a Picatinny rail mount, I actually have two of these slide systems or assemblies set up. I have one with their large scope housing and then one with their smaller scope housing. So again, for me, the added benefit is just easily being able to switch between those without having to completely remove the scope housing every time I want to swap those. Now, the next thing that I really like about UV products in general is just the fact that they do offer a lot of customizations that you can make. So standard, this sight is going to come with their 3-pin horizontal with a bonus pin, but you have the ability to switch out to multiple different scope housing configurations. So you could go to a double pin vertical. They are now offering their triple pin vertical, which I actually have installed in this sight. And then, like I said, they really give you the ability to customize it for you and how you like to shoot. Now, another great feature of this sight is just their built-in light kit. I think they do this better than anyone in the market. I love the fact that it's integrated. I love the fact that it has multiple brightness settings. I love the fact that you can turn this thing on and you don't have to worry about it killing your battery because it does have that auto shut off. Now, the next really nice feature about this sight is just the double-sided sight tapes on your slide rail. Now, what's nice about that is you can set it up if you're running the horizontal pin to have dual sight tapes, so you could have an indicator for your bonus pin, or for me, I run the calibration tape on the side at all times, and what that does is it just allows me to quickly check that my sight hasn't moved throughout the hunting season. Now, the other really nice feature about this sight is the fact that the elevation and the windage is a toolless method. I love the fact that they used this dial that just snaps in, snaps out. If you turn it right, it moves it right. If you turn it left, it turns left. Like I said, that kind of plays in the overall layout and ergonomics of the sight. And then I also really like the fact that you can roll this in the locked position and you don't have to worry about accidentally stripping your sight out. So a lot of great features. This thing does have a first, second, and third access. I know that's kind of been a hot topic lately. Keep in mind your first access, you do not have to worry about it because it is going to come pre-leveled directly from the manufacturer, but there are a ton of options with the UV setup. Like I said, probably one of the nicest things, at least in my opinion, and we already talked about it, is the fact that you do have the ability to customize this. Now, some of the areas of improvement on the UV slider is I would like a zero stop. There are rumors that they're working on this. I don't know of any ETA. I don't know if that is actually true. It's just what I've heard kind of in the archery community. And then the second thing that I want to talk about is area for improvement is just their pin brightness. Again, it's kind of been talked about in the archery community, but Their 15 thousandths pin on their horizontal, and then also their triple pin vertical is a little dim, at least for me personally. I do struggle in low light situations. For you, it may not be a big deal, but anytime I was in a hunting situation and I had an animal coming in low light, I would have to utilize that light. Again, keep in mind, they do give you the ability to customize this sight. So I did purchase their double pin in a 19 thousandths, which is that vertical post, and that really solved the pin brightness issue that I was experiencing on the UV slider. So like I said, I do have the triple pin installed. I haven't yet had the chance to test it out, but hunting, I would probably go back to the double pin vertical again for that better pin brightness. Now moving over to the Dialed Arxos, there's a lot to like about this sight as well. I've ran this sight for probably about 2 years. I ran it all last summer through the 3D season. I've been running it here in 2024 on my new Mach 30 that I built with Sunrise Archery out in Fenton, Michigan. But a few features that I really like about this sight and allows Dialed to come to the market with a competitive edge is the Cerakote finish. I like that they went with the Cerakote on the 6061 aluminum because it does add durability over the anodizing. It also gives them the ability to offer super unique color options. I love the fact that they're always doing small batch releases on their void dials, really allowing you to color match your bow. I know that's not for everyone, but for me, this particular sight turned out super sick, and I was very happy with this sight build. Now, as far as like the angled elevation rail, this thing has a couple different benefits. First is that you do have the ability to have a decent amount of adjustment up and down, really allowing you to maximize your arrow clearance. And then also, as you slide, it actually brings that scope housing closer to the bow, and you can without a doubt shoot further on a Dialed Arxos when compared to any other sight. I can shoot my top pin clear out past like 100 yards, probably about 105 yards. And like I said, I don't run into any clearance issues. Now, the next really nice feature that I like about this sight is the fact that it does not utilize a lock. It does have a dialed brake on it that you can add tension to the sight if you want, but I've never shot this sight and had an issue with it moving on me. So like I said, I like that it's just one less thing that I have to worry about, especially in the heat of the moment when I'm hunting. Now, another nice feature, and probably an overlooked one, is the fact that you do have a protected third axis adjustment that is very unique from Dialed. I don't see any other manufacturer offer that. So you basically dial out this windage knob, it exposes that third axis. You can make that adjustment, and as you pull it back in, like I said, this windage rod actually protects that and keeps that from moving on you. Now, another nice feature is the fact that they did move the bubble level to the top. For me personally, Dialed has said that it makes it a little bit easier to level out your bow, especially when you're shooting uphill. But for me, what it did is it really opened up my overall sight picture when compared to sights that run that bubble on the bottom. So for me personally, I don't have any interference or any obstructions when I'm aiming at a target, shooting 3D or hunting with this sight. Now, another nice feature about the Dialed Arxos is their pin brightness. Their pin brightness is on par with other manufacturers. I've never had an issue with it. Obviously, they do offer a light kit that you can add. It does have multiple brightness settings. It also has an auto shutoff. You can slide it over the top when you need it and slide it out of the way when you don't need it. Super nice feature. Again, giving you the ability to customize it. This sight is only offered in a vertical pin. For me, that's not an issue because that is my preference, but you can buy it in a 3-pin or a double pin configuration. So again, they do give you some customizations that you can make. And then also another nice feature is the fact that they do give you the ability to run your sight tape on the left side or the right side of the sight. Now, for me personally, I do run my sight tape on the inside for 2 reasons. A, it's just my preferred location, and then B, you also have 2 other pin indicators for your second and third pin, whereas if you run it on the opposite side of the sight, you're going to lose those. So there is a little bit of a trade-off. And then lastly, just like the UV slider, you do have a first, second, and third access. The first access is handled right through the manufacturer, so you don't have to worry about it, but you can set up your second and your third access. Now, some areas of improvement on the Dialed Arxos, I would say the first one would be their pin indicators. I'm not a super big fan of them. They are small, they are a little hard to see, they do stick out a little too far in my opinion. I have actually ground mine down. I've removed them and then hit them with a Dremel just to kind of file them down a little bit, and then I also just put red nail polish on them to help them stand out a little bit more. I would personally like to see those improved. I would like to see them brought in a little bit more so you can see your sight tape a little clearer and it's not covering it up, and then have a little different color because like I said, they are a little difficult to see. Now, one thing I do want to throw out there is Dialed has said that they are working on different scope housing configurations. There's no ETA on it yet, but they are working on it, and I do believe that the next one that comes out is going to give you the ability to adjust your pin gap. It's either going to be horizontal or maybe even a vertical. I would love to see vertical, so Dialed, if you're listening to this, please make adjustable vertical pins. That would be, I mean, that would bring this sight next level in my opinion. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have any other questions, you know you can reach out to me through the comments. You can reach out to me directly on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Your guys' support greatly helps us out, keeps us doing what we're doing. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you on the next one.